Y'all, they just can't stop just destroying him. I mean, good Lord above. CNN just destroyed Hakeem Jeffries, raked him over the coals, completely undercut him in two back-to-back segments. Guys, this is like watching a train wreck, but you can't look away, plus the added benefit of knowing you're winning while they're doing it. Everything I'm going to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. I cannot think of a better video to put together for you for All Hallows Eve, or Halloween as some might say. This is going to be a good one. Everything will be linked in the description box below per usual. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Guys, we are going to go on a little tour right now because CNN just can't stop delivering body blows. Okay, watch this clip of Hakeem Jeffries and CNN and look how uncomfortable this is. Guys, I never thought in my wildest dreams that CNN would go full on anti-Dem on this, but they are going hard. Watch this. I can't even set it up better.
I want to pivot to the president's call to get rid of the Senate filibuster and actually play sound from President Barack Obama back in 2020. Let's listen.
If all this takes eliminating the filibuster, another Jim Crow relic, in order to secure the God-given rights of every American, then that's what we should do.
You yourself have used similar language to describe the filibuster. You wrote on X in 2021, quote, "The filibuster is a Jim Crow era relic that has been used to stop progress for decades. Enough." By your own standards, shouldn't Republican senators heed Trump's call to eliminate the filibuster?
Well, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene made this point a few weeks ago that Republicans are actually making a choice to keep the government shut down when everybody in Washington understands they have the power to reopen it. But they're asking Democrats to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people in an environment where they've already enacted the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. Hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers are closing because of Republican policies all throughout the country, and now they're refusing to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, and they want us as Democrats to go along with it. In terms of what Republicans in the Senate may decide relative to the filibuster rule, it is a Jim Crow relic, but ultimately it's their decision.
Okay, so we're just going to stop that for a real quick second. I usually don't like to keep these clips longer than a minute, but it's a Jim Crow era relic. You know what? Before we blow that one from orbit, just like straight up bazooka, you know who used that mean Jim Crow era relic in the civil rights era against African Americans? Yeah, it was the Democrats in Congress, wasn't the Republicans. It was the Southern Democrats. Somehow they get to play this game of it's a Jim Crow relic era thing, which is absolutely false, and we used it, but somehow it's Republicans' faults. If you guys can figure that out, I will give you a piece of candy, because it does not make sense to me anywhere on God's green earth. But now, what does make sense is the sponsor of today's video. I'm going to show a quick ad for Ekster, and then we're going to go right back to Hakeem and his backhanding and raking over the coals. Guys, I have a really cool idea for you for that special somebody who has an obscenely, absurdly uncomfortable, overflowing packed wallet. The answer is Ekster. This thing is a wallet replacer. This is the final thing that you need to complete not only the travel, not only the safety, but the organization and the security. This is the Wallet Pro. Comes with an actual finder card built into it. Guys, this thing not only helps you find it if you were to lose it, but it also drops all the blocks all the RFID signals that would come in if someone was trying to target you for stealing your information. This thing has a lifetime warranty on it. It holds up to 13 cards, and look, I'm doing this actively in real time. It does not come out. It is safe. It is secure. The finder card, the cash clip, the cards themselves, the Ekster Wallet Pro with the finder card. Guys, I'm telling you, not only does it look great, it's functional. It replaces an existing problem with everybody that you know. Check it out. There's a link in the description box below. And if you use the code Langley, you get an additional 10% off the already 35% off deal that they have going on. Check it out. Ekster, link in the description. All right, so now that we're back, let's dive back into the rest of this. Because you know, guys, it's a Jim Crow era relic. even though the Democrats used it against African Americans. Don't mention that, and also don't mention it's from the 1800s. But other than those little facts, keep going as, I'm not going to say that. Just keep going.
Keep in mind that the filibuster has already been eradicated or watered down in other instances. That's the reason why Republicans could pass their one big ugly bill with only Republican votes. Every single Democrat in the House and every single Democrat in the Senate opposed it. It was a simple majority. And they used the erosion of the filibuster in the case of that budget reconciliation bill to visit upon the American people $1 trillion or so in cuts to Medicaid, to rip food away from the mouths of hungry children, and at the same time to enact the largest tax break for their billionaire donors in American history, and they made that permanent.
Wow, I don't even know where to start with the talking points. The reconciliation package was done because it's budgetary items. The very reason that it exists is because it's filibuster proof, because it's budgetary items. There's this little thing called a Senate parliamentarian which prevents for line items that are not budget related inside the actual bill itself. Please see NFA and National Firearms Act issue example 1. But this guy just lies. And CNN's not letting him get away with it. Watch.
Michael Singleton. Thank you all for being with us and for being patient through what is a bit of an unusually longer interview with Jonah, I wonder what you make of what we heard from Leader Jeffries.
Well, first of all, just because I feel like no one else will do it, the filibuster is not a relic of Jim Crow. The first filibuster was in 1806. The first real live filibuster was in 1837 as part of a debate over censure of Andrew Jackson. Had nothing to do with race. Anyway, look, I think Jeffries has a very good point about how SNAP benefits are actually going towards a lot of red states and a lot of Republican voters. There's real pressure being felt. Josh Hawley has just introduced legislation with 14 Republican senators backing him to fund SNAP through the government shutdown, which shows that there's pressure over there. At the same time, I just think it's a losing argument to say the Democrats aren't the ones doing this, because they're the ones who are, in effect, doing this, and it's not a crazy partisan spending bill Republicans are trying to pass. They're trying to pass the same clean CR that they voted for, that Chuck Schumer supported before. And, more Americans still blame Republicans than Democrats, but the margins are starting to tip. Republicans are looking less bad. Democrats are looking a little worse. So I think at the end, it's going to be a losing argument for them.
So just bottom line, they're just lying. So they just lie. And CNN decides that they're going to have a random smattering of journalism and go, well, it wasn't exactly a civil rights Jim Crow era thing. It was in 1806. And, he was actually kind. He didn't bring up the fact that Southern Democrats used the filibuster against the Civil Rights Act. He didn't mention that because it was Democrats. I mean, awkward. And then he says at the very end, Republicans are looking better, Democrats are looking worse. Guys, you are actively winning. The truth is prevailing, so much so, and it's so obvious and bold-faced that CNN cannot whitewash it. That is a story unto itself. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.